Peace and blessings. This is Regina. Welcome back to the channel Diva G's Reborns. We are here working on our baby cannon. Our baby cannon is looking quite nice. Um, yeah, he seems like he's decided he doesn't want to be dark complected, that he wants to be a little bit light, and that's fine. That's fine. Here are his limbs. Okay. I have gone over his limbs with a few shades of the medium brown, and this is where we are with him and his coloring. Maybe I might go over him with the burnt umber. I'm not certain. Um, Here is the belly plate that I have been working on with him. It is anatomically correct. Let's see. Okay, the belly plate is looking good. Of course, I'm not finished with the belly plate yet. I'm actually working on um, the genitalia specifically now to really get some realism there. So, because we do have a little bit, excuse me, a little bit of realism there, but yeah. So I don't want to show but so much because I don't want it to be an issue later. I have some good news. I did find my brush. I went under my desk. I removed absolutely everything so that I could look behind and under and this, that, and the other. And it had fallen between one of the boxes that I have different things stored in. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. So, it's okay. It is what it is. So, we are going to work with our burnt umber on our belly plate. And I don't know how much time I have on here. Hopefully, nothing happens where we just automatically just kind of go off and unexpectedly. So again, I am working with the burnt umber. I'm going in some strategic areas now, or I should say some additional strategic areas. Excuse me. And trying to create that realism effect. We are just kind of working very diligently, working a little bit on the belly button and just trying to get that with some realism there. We're going around because we did use the eyelid purple to give it a nice shadow effect, and it also gives a nice appearance of thin skin. So I do like that effect as well. Um, I do like that. Now I'm working on the specifics of the genitalia, and I want to try to highlight certain specific areas that I believe need some definition to them. Um, because there are certain creases here that I think will benefit from certain definition. We have some areas where maybe I don't want to use this. We have some areas that I think that the creasing would bring it out because in this particular area, the scrotum, it would be more of a darker color. How is there a mosquito in the house this time of year? How is that possible? And I didn't get them. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so I want to use my angled brush. You know, that's my favorite brush for almost everything. It's just kind of like this miraculous brush that does everything. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I will show you, I think I can show you some of what I'm doing. And this, believe it or not, is not thin enough. Hmm. Guess we'll have to use this brush. Okay, let's soften it up with distilled water. Let's put it in our paint so that the bristles absorb the paint nicely. Okay, and we are going to wipe it off a little bit so it's not too much excess on there. And I'm curious to know, has anyone else been painting a belly plate with or without the genitalia or a torso? Tell me, what do you think about it? Tell me. So I'm going in to try to um, go in to create some shadow areas. And I'm going in, and I think I want very, very thin lines to, that's why I keep wiping my brush, because I want almost no paint on the brush. And what we will do is, as many times as we maybe need to go over the lines to create the look that we're striving for. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm going to be able to show you one side, and then you can kind of compare it to the other. You can see what it is. You might be able to see a little bit of a difference with shadow area. Let's see. I'm not certain if you'll be able to see the difference. This is the side where I went over and maybe see a little bit of definition. And this is the side that I haven't done anything. I did a little something here. Kind of hard to tell. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell with me trying to show you without showing. Nonetheless, we're working on our baby cannon. So I'm just kind of going into all of those little folds. And what I did was, what I want to, in a sense, come forward, I put the um, eyelet purple. And I'm not going to really go over the eyelet purple with anything. So that will give the illusion that of of it looking like what it's supposed to look like. Know what I mean? It will give that illusion, I think. I think it will. I'm trying to go. Now, this is one place that I will try to go over highlight every single crease or outline every single crease because I think this is an area that will benefit from that because in reality, that's how they look, you know. So we want to. Ooh, how did so much paint get there? No, 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 no. We don't want all of that. My brush is really holding paint. So I'm curious to know how has everyone been doing? Is anyone else painting along with me? Has anyone else painted Canon? How do you feel about bountiful baby kits? Some people love them, some people don't. Um, Starting out, I've been painting bountiful baby kits in my personal collection. My first doll as an adult doll collector was Alexis from um, Ashton Drake, and I named her Ebony, who I love very much. She's still with me. And then very shortly after getting Ebony, I was able to get an actual reborn, which is Serenity Rose. Well, the Serenity kit, which is by uh, Laura Lee Eagle. And she is a beautiful kit. She looks like my paternal side of the family, which is what made me want her because she looked like my dad's mom passed when he was 16, so I never met her. But we had pictures of her. So when I saw the kit be in progress, the work in progress, I wanted her. So yeah. And then shortly after her, Alia Nagosi, which is the Eleanor Ann kit by Laura uh, Laura Eagles. Laura, I'm sorry, they're both by Laura. I'm so sorry that I can't remember the name of the sculptor. That's very bad. Um, however, yeah, so she and they're both sold out kits. Um, and I actually have some low numbers of the kits. I don't remember right now offhand. I would have to look at the um, certificate of authenticity um, to just really say. But nonetheless, the point is I have dolls that are from other artists besides the Bountiful Baby kits and Realborns. Um, I have not yet painted anything other than Bountiful Baby. I like the idea of Bountiful Baby. I think that their kits are very nice. I like the idea that you can get a Realborn and that's sculpted after a 3D image of a real baby. I like that idea. Like Canon is a real born. And the other dolls that I have created or reborn, they're artist kits, but I think that they're absolutely beautiful. I think they're all absolutely beautiful. The amount of work that I put into them, I don't believe I would put any more work into any other kit because at the end of the day, um, it's me doing the work and I enjoy it. So, in that way, I think in that way, a kit, in a sense, is a kit, you know. So, I like the Bountiful Baby because they are affordable. I think that they're nice kits. I like the vinyl, they're easy to paint on. Um, I like them and they always run sales and you can get a number of kits at one time and a number of supplies at one time without it breaking the bank. Um, now, I'm sure there are some other kits that I am looking at that are from other than Bountiful Baby. And, so there are some that I am interested in, but currently I'm very much pleased with what I'm getting from Bountiful Baby. Now, I know I have any of the other, many of the other doll companies that carry the supplies and the kits. Anytime that I've called, I've been fortunate to speak with someone that was, you know, very knowledgeable, hands on. I remember calling Irresistibles and I spoke directly with, um, oh my gosh, I spoke directly with the owner and her name escapes me at the moment. I do apologize, but nonetheless, they have some very lovely kits, very, very lovely kits. There's some kits that I have in the cart from Irresistibles. There's some that I have in a cart from McPherson's as well as Trueborn. And there are some very nice ones that Dolls by Sandy has too. Some of the kits from these artists, I'm noticing that they're coming with the bodies. I don't know if that had always been the case, but I noticed that they are coming with the bodies, which I think is very nice. Now, I don't know uh, what type of bodies they are, if they're something that, you would really like. I mean, I would hope that they would be because the cost of the artist kits, um, you know, it's real money. It's a bit more expensive than some of the other kits that you may be able to get from Bountiful Baby. So I would think that their bodies from, the other sculptors that are being provided, I would hope that they're very nice bodies. I again haven't purchased any of those yet, but I would hope so. And the reason I haven't purchased them is because Bountiful Baby keeps putting on these sales, and then the next thing I know, I'm sucked in and getting something. So yeah, um, I'm trying to see if you are able to see what I'm doing with the belly plate here. You can see. Let me see my lighting. I don't know if that's better or worse. Well, that might be worse. Um, wow, kind of hard to see. Wait, let's see something. Mhm. Um, I don't know. Can you see a little bit better now? Yeah, I think you can see a little bit better. And what I'm working on is I'm working on some of the details here before I before I really put, color. I'm working on the creases. I'm working on the creases before I actually go in with a lot of color. So we're gonna have this to dry over here. Excuse me. And our baby Cannon, he's actually looking quite nice. Um, I think he can do with another coat of paint around, his face, going into that highlight area. We did do a little bit with his lips. Okay, he has very thin lips. So there's not much that I want to do with his lips, but I think I will give him a little bit of color to his lips. I will, give him a little bit of red or more like a burgundyish over his, outline in his lips, I think. But I do like the milk blisters that are there, so I'm gonna leave those there. And I love his highlight and his the shading in his nose, and you can see the shading in his ears. Okay. Um, I also did a little bit of the capillaries on the eyes and the eyelid purple, which gives the illusion of an actual eyeball. The way I kind of shadowed it. So that's what that does. It gives the illusion of an eyeball. He has some very intricate ears, which are kind of nice. They're kind of nice. These are pent back. They're kind of pent back, so you don't have anything to go behind. But I think what we'll do is we're going to put another round of the medium brown going around his face. As you can see, his arms, they have had the medium brown too. You can see the difference in the color from the flange. However, he's not, he's not picking up that much color. I've considered the burnt umber, but he looks so nice. This color actually, along with the belly plate, because with the belly plate, you can see a lot of the veining with the medium brown. So I don't know that I want to lose that medium brown um, color on the belly plate, because I am using the burnt umber to crease certain areas on the belly plate and to create some shadows on the belly plate. So I don't know if I'd want to go with anything else. But I do like the number 4 medium brown that I mixed up, myself with a little bit of a potion, so to speak. A little bit of a potion. Um, and I need some light. We need a little bit of light. Um, this video will not be long. I'm just going to go across our baby Kato's face. I say Kato. I have Kato on the mind. Our baby Canon. What we're going to do here is I'm going to come from the back of the head, excuse me, with the medium brown. I'm going to do that again. Okay, I'm going to go back of the head and we're going to bring this up. And we're remembering the neck, remembering behind the ears. Okay, and then I like to kind of go just around to that ear and just above it when I'm doing this coloring like this, so that I kind of know where I am. And this way I can kind of keep up with what I'm doing, where I'm going. Okay, now I'm going to pounce it out. Okay, just pouncing it out nicely. Pouncing. Okay, and then to get behind the ears, one of my other favorite brushes, my Wet n Wild that I misplaced, that was trying to hide, but it then became visible. The vortex released it. Okay, why does there look like there's something behind his ear? How did that happen? It's so funny how things can happen like that. All of a sudden, it seems like there's something behind his ear that's not supposed to be there. Okay, get that out, because we don't want any pooling behind the ear. And for our Canon, we have to be really careful, because his ear, part of his ear is bent down on his skull. So it's when you're pouncing, you have to be really mindful, because you may get some pooling right there. Right, let's see. You can get pooling right there because of the way his ears are on the kit. Okay, so now we're going to continue and we're going to come toward the face. Now, what we're doing is we're coming up, and what we're doing is we're going to come up with the color, yes. However, we're not putting the color exactly as far as we want to go, because we're going to feather it when we pounce. We're going to pounce it kind of down toward the highlight. Okay, kind of going down toward the highlight. You see what I mean? Going down toward the highlight. And then I'm going to go around a little bit around here, still going down. I didn't put any more on, I'm just kind of going down. Okay, just kind of going down a little bit with the color. So I'm really just firmly, pouncing, trying to blend some of that color. Ooh, I'm touching the paint after I just painted. How did I do that? I'm trying to show you something on the camera and I forgot the paint is wet. Okay, so you can see the nice highlight. You can see the blending, okay? And this side here, I think I need to do a little bit more blending. Get a little bit more of a softness. Now what I might do is I may go into this side with a little nutmeg when this dries so that I can kind of blend and soften it in there because I see somewhat of not a harsh line, but I do see a little bit of a line. Whereas on this side, you don't see that. You just see a nice blend. So the way that I'll correct that is I will take a little bit of the nutmeg, pounce over it, and that should help to blend it nicely. So our baby Canon is coming along. He's looking good. I think we will end this video here. I will say please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for spending your time here in this space. Our baby Canon is nearly finished on his way. I may go on ahead with one more layer of the medium brown and see what that does to his limbs. And then, depending on what it does and what he tells me, I may go with a layer of the burnt umber. However, that remains to be seen because he's looking so lovely with, some of his modeling and veins showing, and he's looking so adorable with his little feet and everything. So we're gonna see, and we have to go. We do need to crease him because we really haven't creased him. We just kind of creased some of the belly plate. Um, but again, please do like, comment, subscribe, share. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Come back real soon. Diva G's Reborn welcomes you. And please do look at our shorts that we have here. Look at our shorts, our playlist, our videos. Please do. Thank you so much. Peace and blessings.